Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let me start with something honest. If you learn Spring Boot from YouTube tutorials, including some of my own beginner friendly videos, chances are your structure looks something like controller, services, repository, and entity. And that's totally fine for learning. That's how most of us start also. But here is the problem. If you take the same structure and use it in a real company project and show it in an in-depth view, it often doesn't scale up really well. Your project look like a tutorial project only. In this video, I'll show you how real teams usually structure Spring Boot backend step by step, why this matters for your backend career, and all other things. Step 1. Understand why tutorial use this structure. Controller, service, repository. It's simple. It's easy to teach. It's easy for beginners to follow also. That's why almost every Spring Boot tutorial uses it. And I also use this in many tutorial videos. Because it helps you focus on learning Spring Boot basics first. So this structure is not wrong and just incomplete in real world system. Step 2. What goes wrong in real project? In real backend system, you don't have one feature, right? You have many things. Users, orders, payment, subscription, admin, and more. With the tutorial structure logic, or each feature should be scattered in multiple packets, right? So, in order to understand a feature, you have to jump through controller, repository, service, and entity. This makes the project little harder to understand, to maintain, scale, or onboard a new developer. This is where many junior developers struggles when they join real companies. Step 3. How real teams think about structure. Real teams think in terms of business features, not just technical layers. They think about user management, order processing, billing, authentication. So instead of organizing only by controller and service, they organize by business features first. This is close Spring Boot best practices in the real world and backend architecture. Instead of one big controller package, you have feature-based packages. For example, user feature is there. Inside user, you might have API or controller, application or service, domain or business logic, infrastructure like repository and DTOs. Then you repeat this for the order, subscription, payment, and so on. This keeps each feature more self-contained. When you open user folder, you will see almost everything related to user in one place. This makes your Spring Boot project easier to understand and easier to scale. The career impact. If you're building a Spring Boot project for your resume or preparing the backend interview, interviewers look at how your project is organized. A feature-based, well-structured project signals that you understand real-world backend development, not just tutorials or any AI-generated code. This is one of the easiest ways to make your project look more professional. If you're a beginner, it's completely okay to start simple structure. Even on this channel, I will continue to make beginner-friendly Spring Boot tutorials. My goal is also to help you move from beginner-level tutorials to job-ready backend engineers. This video is part of that transition. On this channel, I focus on Spring Boot best practices, real-world backend projects, job-ready backend engineering, not just basic tutorial. If you want to learn how to build Spring Boot projects the way that are really done in the companies, make sure to subscribe. In the following videos, we'll go deeper to real-world backend systems and architecture. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.